Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, we just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you all for watching. We truly appreciate your support. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, it's totally free, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest stories. Now, with all that said, let's jump straight into the story.
The cardboard boxes formed a precarious mountain range in my living room. I sighed, running my hand through my already messy hair. Moving was never fun, but this new house, it felt different. It held a quiet promise, a blank slate where I could finally build a life, a safe life. My mother, ever the well-meaning parent, arrived bearing a housewarming gift, an Amazon Alexa. "It's for convenience, darling," she chirped, oblivious to my barely concealed grimace. I wasn't a tech person. I preferred handwritten lists to digital reminders, and books to e-readers. But I plastered on a smile. "Thanks, Mom, that's really thoughtful." Over the next few days, I grudgingly succumbed to its allure. Connecting it to the lights seemed harmless enough. "Alexa, turn on the living room lights," I'd command, and the room would flood with a soft, warm glow. It was, surprisingly convenient. Soon, I had Alexa controlling almost every light in the house. It was a small victory, a tiny step out of my comfort zone. For a while, everything was fine. Utterly, blessedly normal. Then, the strange occurrences started. It began subtly. The lights flickering when I hadn't asked them to, the volume suddenly spiking to an ear-splitting level. I blamed faulty wiring, power surges, anything but the alternative that began to creep into my mind. One night, I was reading in bed when the lights flickered off. "Alexa, turn on the lights," I said, my voice barely a whisper. Nothing. I repeated the command, louder this time. Still nothing. Then, a voice, not Alexa's usual smooth tone, but a raspy, guttural sound, filled the room. "Leave." I froze, every muscle in my body locked. My heart hammered against my ribs, like a frantic bird trapped in a cage. "Alexa, stop," I croaked, but the guttural voice persisted. "This is my home." I scrambled out of bed, tripping over the duvet in my haste. I fumbled for my phone, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped it. I needed to call someone, anyone. But who would believe me? I could already hear the pitying tones, the suggestions that I was stressed, overtired. Suddenly, the lights flickered back on, bathing the room in an unsettling, almost mocking, illumination. Alexa's familiar voice chimed, "Playing your favorite playlist, Donna." As if nothing had happened. From then on, the activity escalated. Doors slammed shut on their own, objects moved, whispers echoed in empty rooms. And always, always, that voice. Menacing, possessive, filled with an ancient rage. "Get out. This house is mine." I tried everything. Unplugging Alexa only made things worse. The house seemed to hum with a malevolent energy, the unseen presence growing stronger, angrier. Ignoring it was impossible. Sleeping was a nightmare. I was living in a constant state of fear, a prisoner in my own home. Desperate, I started researching the history of the house. Old newspaper articles, online forums, anything I could find. The house had stood for over a century, and I discovered a chilling tale. In the early 1900s, a woman named Eliza had lived there. She had been brutally murdered, her body never found. The crime was unsolved, the house forever stained with her violent death. Eliza. That was the name the guttural voice whispered when it thought I was asleep. I knew then what I had to do. I couldn't fight this entity with logic or reason. I had to confront it, appeal to whatever shred of humanity might remain. It was terrifying, the most terrifying thing I'd ever contemplated. I stood in the living room, the epicenter of the paranormal activity. The air was thick with a cold, palpable presence. "Eliza," I said, my voice trembling but firm. "I know about you. I know what happened here. The lights flickered violently, casting dancing shadows on the wall. A wave of freezing air washed over me. "Leave now." The guttural voice echoed from all around me, amplified by the speakers in Alexa. "I can't leave," I said, taking a shaky breath. "This is my home now too. But I understand your pain, your anger. You deserve peace." I told her about my own fears, my own vulnerabilities. I told her about my longing for a safe place, a place to belong. I poured out my heart, exposing my deepest insecurities, offering her a piece of myself. Silence descended, an unsettling, pregnant silence. Then, a faint whisper, so soft I almost missed it. "Peace. I want peace." The temperature in the room began to rise, the oppressive cold slowly fading. The light steadied, the shadows receding. The guttural voice was gone, replaced by a faint, almost sorrowful sigh. The strange occurrences didn't stop completely. I still heard whispers sometimes, felt a cold breeze in certain rooms. But the malevolence was gone. The house felt lighter. I still have Alexa plugged in. I sometimes think I hear Eliza's voice, a soft murmur in the background. But it's not threatening anymore. It's almost comforting. We are sharing the house now, two women, bound by a shared history, and a fragile, uneasy peace. I glance at the mountain of cardboard in the living room. Perhaps, just perhaps, I can finally unpack and begin to build that safe life I've always desired, even with a ghostly roommate. And maybe, just maybe, I'm not as cautious as I thought I was. After all, I just negotiated a truce with a ghost. It seemed like a good start. Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts? Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.